Hello, thank you for purchasing the Freedom JL and JT key fob. This video is for the disassembly of the factory key fob, and then at the end of this we'll have the assembly of the Freedom key fob. So I've got the factory fob, I've got the T6 screwdriver that comes with the Freedom kit, and then in addition to that I've got a couple of really small flathead screwdrivers and then a couple of picks. Finally, I've got a thumbtack that'll be helpful for the removal of the factory key from the key fob, and then I also have a utility knife just in case I need this to remove the RFID chip. Alrighty, so we'll get started with the disassembly of the factory fob. We'll start by inserting the flathead screwdriver into the pry location next to the keyring adapter. Sometimes the cover can be a bit difficult to pull off, but we haven't had one break yet, so you can just pull pretty hard. And then once the cover's off the back, you can pull out the battery, and you can use the flathead screwdriver. The battery is going to be reused, of course, for the Freedom fob, so we'll set that aside. And then now you'll see that there are 4 T6 screws that hold the back cover on the fob. We'll remove those. Now that the screws are loose, you'll notice that there's a spring for the switchblade key that's going to want to push the cover off, so just be careful. That is spring-loaded. Pull the cover off with the screws. We'll set this aside, return your factory fob to its factory state. You can do that really easily. So I'll remove the spring, the switchblade key, and then remove the circuit board. So now I've got the battery, the spring, the switchblade key, and then the front cover. In the front cover is the RFID chip, and we'll want to remove that. Sometimes you can do this with a small flathead screwdriver by applying some force and prying on the chip, and sometimes it requires a little bit more coaxing. So in this case I'm using the pick. It actually isn't too bad. So this one wasn't bad to get out. The RFID chip is robust, but it can be damaged. So be careful. The exterior coating on this is somewhat brittle. So just be careful not to poke through it. There have been cases where it's been necessary to cut the perimeter in a couple of locations to be able to spread the plastic and then pry out the RFID chip. But in many cases it comes out just as easy as I've shown here. So now that that's out, put the factory components in the bag. And now we'll remove the roll pin from the factory switchblade key. I found that a thumbtack works pretty good, and sometimes roll pin flies out, so be careful. Make sure that that doesn't get lost. Take the mounting component, put that in the bag, and now we're all set and ready for assembly.